Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to do this beautiful waffle stitch. You can use this stitch to make dishcloths, pot holders, and even blankets. For this stitch, you need to work in multiples of 3. As you can see here, I have worked 2 double crochets in this one front post. So these 3 stitches make this beautiful waffle effect. So let's make a sample of this stitch and learn how to crochet this beautiful waffle stitch. So I'm using a cotton yarn and a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I recommend if you're making dishcloths or any kitchen accessory, then use cotton yarn because it's easy to wash and it's also safer, but you can also use other yarn if you wish to. So like I said, this stitch works in multiples of 3. I have chained 24, which is a multiple of 3. So go ahead and make multiples of 3 for your project, and you can do this till you get the desired length of your project. I am making a dishcloth which is going to be about 7 inches. Let's measure this. So right now I have 24 stitches on the hook, which is multiple of 3, and 24 stitches measure about 6.5–7 inches. As you can see, almost 7. So yeah, if you are making a dishcloth, these number of stitches are good enough for the dishcloth. Now after you have multiples of 3 chained on your foundation chain, you need to go and add 4 more chains to your foundation chain for turning. So go ahead and add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now I have 28 stitches, so 24 plus 4, 28. Now for row 1, what you need to do is you need to go in the 4th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th chain, and make a double crochet in this 4th chain. Double crochet is yarning over, insert your hook in that chain, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, again yarn over, pull through 2. Now go ahead and make 1 more double crochet in the next chain and in all the chains across the foundation chain. Just like that. So this chain 3 in the beginning is considered as our first double crochet. So go ahead and finish making double crochets all across your foundation chain, and I will meet you back. So here I'm done with making double crochets all across my foundation chain, and at the end of this row you should have in total 26 stitches, including this chain 3. So the reason why I have 26 chains is because I have 2 extra stitches on both the ends. That's because I feel this stitch looks better, the finish is much better with these 2 stitches, and the effect comes out really better. So if you want, you can skip these 2 stitches and only make multiples of 3 by having just 24 stitches in row 1, but I like it better this way. So if you like this sort of a pattern, then make 26 chains. That is multiples of 3 plus 2 chains you should have in your row 1. So now for row 2, chain 1 and turn your work. And in this very first stitch, make a double crochet. Make sure you're getting both the loops of that stitch. Just like so. Now for the next stitch, you're supposed to make a front post double crochet. A front post stitch is something that brings the stitch in the front. It pops it in the front like this. So for that, you need to yarn over and insert your hook behind that stitch you're supposed to bring in the front, and then complete your double crochet like you normally would. So what this does is this brings that stitch forward, pushes it forward. Okay, now in the next stitch we will make a normal double crochet. So make normal double crochet. Now in the next stitch again make a double crochet. Like that. Now in the next stitch make a front post again. So we made a front post here, as you can see. Now we did 2 double crochets, normal double crochets after that front post. So leave these 2 double crochets below those normal double crochets, and now in that next double crochet we do a front post, that is we yarned over. Now put that hook behind that double crochet like that, popping it forward, yarn over, pull up a loop like so, and then finish the double crochet like you normally would. So you did a front post, 2 double crochets, and a front post double crochet again. Now again in the next 2 stitches we make 2 normal double crochets in each stitch. Just like that. Now again in the next one make a front post double crochet. Just like that. So by doing that, as you can see, these stitches are popping out because of the front post, and that is what is going to give it that waffly effect. So go ahead and do 2 double crochets and then a front post double crochet all across till you reach the last turning chain, and then I will show you what to do. So here I am done with my row 2 with all the front post double crochets and the double crochets. Now when you're left with this one last turning chain, just simply go ahead and make a double crochet in that last stitch you're left with, just like so. So remember, you begin with a normal double crochet and you end with a normal double crochet, so that you get that good finish of these 2 stitches here. Now for row 3, just simply chain 1 and turn your work. Now to keep this waffly effect intact, what we need to do is we need to keep the front post in the front, which is this side. This is the right side of our work. So we need to keep the front post in the front and these normal double crochets in the back itself. So for that, all you need to do is you need to check where that front post is. So wherever you have made your front post, you will make a normal double crochet. So to begin row 3, normally you will, like I said, begin with a double crochet in that very first stitch. So don't count this chain 1 that you have done. In that next chain, make a double crochet. Like that. Now in this front post, also make a double crochet, normal double crochet on top of it. Now on top of the normal double crochets that you have done in the previous row, make front post in this row. So bring those 2 double crochets behind like that. So make a front post double crochet for that normal double crochet that was there in the previous row. Like that. Now again check in the previous round. In the previous row the next stitch is a front post double crochet, so you will do a normal double crochet on top of it, like so. Now the next 2 stitches are normal double crochets, 2 double crochets. So in this row you have to do the opposite of it. You have to bring them behind, so make front post so that they are behind itself for the post. Just like that. And if you want to simply remember that you have to make 2 normal double crochets and 2 front post, then 1 normal double crochet and 2 front post, then remember it like that. But I find this more simpler, that I can just go ahead and check in my previous round that this is the front post that I've done in the previous round. So on top of it, I just have to do a double crochet. I hope I'm making sense, but if this is confusing for you, you can just follow the normal pattern that is there, written pattern for the stitch, and I have given it here somewhere what to do. So normally you will just repeat 2 front post double crochets and 1 normal double crochet. Now again 2 front post double crochets, like that, and 1 normal double crochet. So by doing this, what happens is, here you want these 2 double crochets sticking in the back so that these front posts pop out, right? So here when you are on the wrong side of the work, you have to do front post for those 2 double crochets, those normal double crochets that you make when you're on the right side, and that is what gives this waffly effect. So like you can see, this is the wrong side of the work. These double crochets, 2 double crochets that you do, are popping out in the wrong side, but here on the right side they go behind, giving it this waffle boxes here, as you can see. So this is a very easy pattern to follow, just a 2-row repeat, and you can make a beautiful blanket or a dishcloth. Obviously, to start, if you're a beginner, you should practice this stitch for dishcloths and potholders. It's a really beautiful stitch. So now just go ahead and finish this row with 2 front post double crochets and 1 normal double crochet, like I told you. So just remember the double crochets, normal double crochets that are there in the previous row. For this row, you need to work front post for them, and the front post double crochet that is there in the previous row, you need to make a normal double crochet on top of it. Simple. So go ahead and make 2 front post and a normal double crochet and finish this row, and I will see you back. So here I am at the end of this row, and I am left with 2 stitches, and in those 2 stitches you will be doing normal double crochets. So for this row, you start with 2 normal double crochets and you end with 2 normal double crochets. And in the previous row, you start with 1 normal double crochet and end with 1 normal double crochet. So now for next row, just chain 1 and turn. As you can see, you get this effect of waffle coming together now. So now you have to repeat row 2, front post, and 2 double crochets in between. So start with 1 normal double crochet, as I told you. So chain 1 counts as nothing in this stitch. So in that very first stitch, make a double crochet, Now in this next second stitch, make a front post double crochet. So yarning over and again put the hook behind the stitch like that, yarn over, pull up a loop and finish your double crochet like that. Now again in the next 2 stitches do normal double crochets. So yarn over and just insert in the next stitch and make a double crochet. Again in the next stitch, normal double crochet. This is exactly what you've done in row 2. Now again in that next stitch, make a front post double crochet. You can see these 2 squares forming, just like we had it here, these 2 squares. So likewise, go ahead and make 2 double crochets, normal double crochets and a front post double crochet. And again you will end with this last stitch where you will again make a double crochet to finish this round. So as you can see, I am done with row 4 and I did my last normal double crochet in that last stitch that was left. And now for row 5, chain 1 and turn your work. Now again, like I said, for row 3 repeat, you will start with 2 normal double crochets. So in that very first stitch, make a double crochet. So here, as you can see, we start with 2 normal double crochets and 2 front post double crochet. So I'm done with 1. Now in the next stitch also make 1 normal double crochet. Now like I said, you need to check in the previous row. If you have 2 normal double crochets, that means you have to do 2 front posts in this row. So now 2 front posts here, front post double crochet. Now again in the next stitch, a front post double crochet, so that those 2 double crochets that you made in between those front posts in the previous stitch here, they stick inside, so that these waffles that come up, this effect pops out. So in order to do that, you need to pop them back. So that is the reason we make front post when you are on the wrong side, like that. Now again 1 normal double crochet, and then 2 front posts. I hope I'm explaining this properly enough to you for you to understand. One normal double crochet after 2 front post double crochets. Now again 2 front post double crochets, and in the same manner make 2 front post double crochets and 1 normal double crochet all across this row until you have 2 stitches remaining, in which you will make 2 normal double crochets to end the row, just like that. So again, when you reach these 2 stitches in the end, make 2 double crochets here. So here I am at the end of row 5, and this is how my work looks so far. So all you need to do for this pattern is repeat row 2 and 3 till you get the desired length of your project, but make sure you end your project with row 2 in order to finish this waffle effect, because if you finish with row 3, this is how your work will look. So the finished waffle stitch will look like this, and that's not what you want. You want something like this, You need full squares to appear when you are done with your project. In whichever project you are making this waffle stitch, make sure you repeat row 2 in the end of your project, so that you get a proper waffle stitch effect like this. So I hope you liked my video and you found this helpful. If you have any questions, do leave a comment below in the comment section, and do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.